Welcome. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and you know, you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we would love to hear from you. All you need to do is email us at jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well, we were away.
Yes, we were.
We had to take a little traveling trip up to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is Middle Tennessee, about 30 miles out of Nashville. Right? And so we went up there because they asked us to come and speak at a pregnancy medical center up there, and we had a lot of fun. It was good. We gave them our best stuff.
It's Portico Pregnancy Medical Center, and it's just such an encouragement because there are thousands of pregnancy medical centers sharing the good news of human life. And the name of this one was Portico, with the Missex that are there. Laura and Trent. And that name Portico speaks about a porch, right, with a little roof on it. And their whole concept is to get the word out, especially to women that might be in crisis pregnancy, to have a conversation. We often say this at our own pregnancy medical center, just how important it is for people to know, especially women facing crisis pregnancy, we want to hear you. We want to hear your story. We're here for you. And they come in and they share. And their theme is that we have different chapters in our lives. And some of the chapters are very difficult in our lives. Maybe this is a difficult chapter. Maybe you're not happy about being pregnant. But one chapter of your life doesn't make up the whole story of your life.
Right. And it's where every story matters.
Every story matters. And so they're having this, and they're seeing over a 30-year period, it was a 30-year celebration, thousands of women's lives have been changed. And now they have a mobile unit. So people are coming into their center to have the conversation. Lives are being saved, pregnancy test, ultrasound, all sorts of ministries to help support you. Now they have a mobile unit, a big, huge, beautiful mobile unit where they're going right to the abortion mill, one of the abortion mills in Nashville. They park the mobile unit and they say free ultrasounds, free pregnancy tests, and people have a real option there. And then they take it to the malls. So they just pull into malls and they set up right there, free pregnancy tests, free ultrasound, and lives and souls are being saved. Is tremendous.
Well, and it was this little town of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and over 30 years, just think how many lives, hundreds of lives, how many human beings are in that town that because of their beautiful ministry. And then while we were there, the Knights of Columbus bought their ultrasound machine for their mobile unit. So the Knights over the country already have purchased over 700 ultrasound machines for pregnancy medical centers. And they're not knocking on the door saying, show me your Catholic card. If they're a Protestant, Catholic-run pregnancy medical center, they are there advancing the culture of life with great effect.
So we were the banquet speakers, and you did a great job.
And you did a great job.
I did the ask for the finances there. And we met people from Catholic Radio, St. Rose Catholic Radio in Murfreesboro. And Richard Richard and Billy Trout, the president and vice president of St. Rose Catholic Radio, they were there. Didn't even know there was a radio station there. But they're reaching Murfreesboro, this town that is just booming with conference centers, hotels, and so on. And they're sharing the Catholic faith there for the last 2 months after 3 years of planning. It was so great to see them. This place, Portico, has 80 churches that support them. Most of them were Baptist churches, and now the Catholics are so involved. And to see the unity that's taking place to declare the gospel of life is a great, great blessing.
Well, and we just really enjoyed going and letting our little light shine. Their theme was turn up the light.
Turn up the light.
And so we got to come and turn up the light and encourage everyone in the area, like all of us throughout the country, no matter what's going on, that we are the light and the salt of the earth. We are to advance the gospel of life. And with that note, we want everything Catholic voters need, whatever you need to know before voting, you need to go to the EWTN.com/vote. Everything Catholic voters need. You and I are Catholic voters, and our vote counts.
And you need to vote principles.
Right.
And that first fundamental principle is the fundamental right to human existence and to life and religious liberty. and marriage and the family. EWTN.com / is that / or backslash? I'm not sure, but vote. And so you want to go there. And what a time, you know, that theme, let your light shine. Now is the time, Catholics, Protestants, people of goodwill. Let your light shine. Turn up the light. Don't be afraid. Be encouraged. Share the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, and with that, we're going to be going to our great guest. His name is Ryan Tremblay. Now, today's his birthday. He came to At Home to celebrate his birthday, and we are going to highlight his life right before you. He is a Catholic recording artist. You could go to his website. It's ryantremblaymusic.com. So Ryan is going to share with us his great story.
You're going to want to have him out to sing at your church.
Yeah, so you can have him. You go to his website. You might be having an event at your parish and your diocese, and you're thinking, you know, we need a Catholic recording artist. We need someone to bring us good, holy music. Ryan might be your man.
Ryan's light is turned up and turned on. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Well, you are an important part of our EWTN family, and you know, we would love to hear from you. If you have a question today for our guest, Catholic recording artist Ryan Tremblay, give us a jingle right here during our live broadcast at 1-800-221-9460. Outside of North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980. You can always send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com, and hopefully we will use your question right here on the air. Well, today we bring you a birthday boy. His name is Ryan Tremblay. He's a Catholic recording artist. You could go to his website, ryantremblaymusic.com. Well, Ryan, welcome to At Home with Jim and Joy.
Thank you, Joy. It's wonderful to be here.
We are delighted to have you. Now, tell our family at home where you've come from, where you were born and raised, how you fell in love with your beautiful wife, all of the great blessings that God has bestowed upon you.
How old are you?
So today I am 29 years old.
You're young. Yeah.
29 and you're doing fine. That's your slogan.
Yeah, all right. I like it. I like it.
Good.
Thank you, Jim. I like it. I come from the Diocese of Providence, Rhode Island, and I like to give a shout out to Bishop Tobin. He's been wonderful, very kind support to me over the past 6 years as I've pursued this music ministry.
Strong pro-life advocate.
Yes.
So articulate.
Absolutely. Great blessing to have him as our bishop in Providence.
Yeah.
And I'm originally from Coventry, Rhode Island. I went to Saints John and Paul Parish in Coventry, the largest parish in the Diocese of Providence, for 26 years.
Wow.
And so sort of a cradle Catholic, if you will, but I didn't necessarily fall in love with the faith till later on in my life. Kind of was going through the motions, more or less, of my faith life. And but Saints John and Paul Parish was a wonderful place to be, and I really enjoyed it a lot. You asked about my wife, how I fell in love with her. Mm-hmm. That wasn't until a little bit later, too, on in my life. I was 24, and I was at a young adult mass in the Diocese of Providence, and I had just gotten through going to confession, and I was in the middle of saying a rosary, and I received a tap on the back of my shoulder, and it was Elizabeth, yeah. And we had known each other for a while through music, and but I had no idea that she was Catholic or of the faith, and so it was kind of a sweet
Mm-hmm.
meeting, and I would have to say we both let each other know that we were single rather quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're here too. You're single. All right, very good. Let's go to the celebration after the mass and eat something.
That's a great place to meet a girl, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
In church after confession. What was with the tap on the back? Like, what was that? She just really wanted to meet you?
She knew me. She knew me from years before, probably 10 years, even prior to. So she felt comfortable saying, "Hey, is that Ryan?" Sat behind me, and And like I said, we had a quick chat, Mass began, and then we reconnected after Mass, and the rest is history. I proposed to her at the beginning of a concert on November 22nd, 2013, which is the feast of Saint Cecilia. Appropriately enough, the
For a
patron
musician, there you go.
the patron saint of music, and it was beautiful. Fortunately, she said yes. It would have went a whole nother way that evening in concert if she had said no. But she said yes, and we walked out of that church engaged, and we were married on April 26, 2014, back in my home parish, Saints John and Paul in Coventry.
Okay. And then you and Elizabeth had a honeymoon.
Yes.
And where did you go on your honeymoon?
So we went to Rome, sweet home, for our honeymoon, and it was nice. It was a beautiful time. What was especially special for us was that we got to meet Pope Francis on our honeymoon.
Right, she showed up in a wedding dress?
Yes.
You had the audience with the Pope?
That's right, that's right. I wore my tux, my penguin suit, and we went ahead and received a marital blessing from him, which it was indeed a blessing. A word of caution to the listeners, or the viewers, because if you're going to get blessed by Pope Francis, you have to be ready for big blessings. You have to be ready for something. And a few months after we were blessed, even though doctors told us we had a 1% to 2% chance of conceiving a baby after marriage, we had spontaneous triplets.
Praise the Lord. Triplets.
Triplets.
Wow.
My 3 sons.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What are the names?
Andrew, Nicholas, and Elliot.
Beautiful.
Yes. And
Well, Joy and I have twins.
Oh,
so
wow,
that was a
that's
great
right.
blessing. But in the process of, going to the doctor, we were told twice we might have triplets.
okay.
And I must admit, when they said, it looks like you're going to have triplets, twins was one thing to hear, but triplets, it really was like a wave. I felt a wave come over me.
Absolutely.
Not that I didn't want triplets, but it was like, well, this is really unusual. Is that normal? Like, to have 3 or 4 or whatever?
Yeah.
And you just feel like, that's a little overwhelming. Like I can handle 2, but 3.
Right.
So how did it work with you? How did you feel about all that? Or is it a little overwhelming? Has it become overwhelming? What's the deal?
Well, they outnumber you right away. so that's just the thing of it. It's great, having triplets, I have to say, but it's a lot of work. It's a full-time job. Sometimes people ask me what I do in addition to my music ministry, because music ministry is what I do full time. But I'll say, well, other than full time music ministry, I raise my 3 sons, I raise my boys, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But gosh, to come home, I'm looking forward to that after returning, here from the network, seeing their smiling faces when I come through the door. It's just it makes it all worthwhile, all the work and effort. They're so sweet. They're 14 months old now. Today, actually. They were born on August 20th of last year. So
That's a lot, because they're starting to get into everything.
yes.
Yeah, it's one thing when they're in the crib and you could put them down and they sleep and then you wake up and they got a routine, but now they're like out in your space.
Did
Yes.
you ever have that moment, like I can remember as being a young man way back, and we had Matthew, right? And then we
Yes.
had twins, Anna and Rebecca. Wesley came later. I can remember falling asleep on the floor, and at some point some noises were happening, and I woke up and I looked behind me and the twins were there. I mean, they looked like they were from outer space. They were just sitting there, and the other one was there. And I just thought to myself, they're not going away.
Yeah.
I said, they're mine. I mean, it was kind of like, oh, and then the responsibility again. But
Yes.
God gives you what you need, but it's really something.
Yes.
It's a way of conforming you to Himself.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. It's such a blessing. And, I think I shared with you a little bit before this show in private that originally Elizabeth and I were told that we were going to have quadruplets. Unfortunately, we lost one of the babies before the first trimester was through. But we went from the news of 4 and then to 3. So, but especially. That reaction that you had
That's a lot.
referred to in the ultrasound room there the first day. You're going to have, 1 baby. Nope, I see 2. Nope, I see 3. Wait a second, 4. It was like they could have taken me out on a stretcher.
No
you know?
joke. Yeah.
Well, it's incredible. I want to ask you, in the midst of that process,
Yeah.
meeting with your doctor,
Yes.
were they all like, hey, we're all in with you? Or did they give you some kind of options? Because unfortunately in society today, sometimes they're saying, well, do you really want 4? Do you want 3? And what that means is maybe they want to reduce
Yes.
the number that you have? Was that a part of your process? Maybe you don't want to share about that, but I'm just wondering, how did that go with your doctor? Did you just tell them right up front, as many as we can have here, we want to have, or how did that work its way through?
Fortunately, we were very strong in our Catholic faith before one particular appointment did take place, where reduction was mentioned.
Right.
And at that point, we had already lost the fourth
Right.
baby naturally. Natural reabsorption is what essentially took place with the fourth baby. But with the three, one doctor told us, you may be open to reducing it to, who knows, 2, 1, I don't know. But again, as I said, we were strong in our Catholic faith, and we knew enough about what the Church teaches to say, no, we're going to accept this as a gift. Each life is a gift, of course, from the moment of conception till natural death. And we said, we're in this for the long haul, and we're going to look forward to the joy.
No, it is.
The joy that's coming.
Our culture, wants to make it easy for everybody.
Yes.
And it's like, we don't want to burden you. But children aren't a burden. Children are a blessing.
Right.
And it just depends on how the lens for which we see all that. And you say, it was a natural, multiple birth. There was no drugs taken.
Right.
That is a total gift from God.
It is.
So then what do we say? Okay, God, I don't want this gift, and take it back, or we only, you know what I mean? Like when you start, contemplating the reality of that, it's a rejection of life, and it's a rejection of God.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so that's important. I'm glad that you and your wife were able to stand strong against the medical community and say thank you, but no thank you, that's not an option
And
for
that's
us.
just really important
Yes.
for all of our viewers, because you might have twins or triplets, and the suggestion, this euphemism of reduction, which is really, which one do you want us to kill?
Right.
That's, if we just
Right.
say it like it is. And so you do need to know that the taking of innocent human life is something that we can never do, neither can we collude in the killing. And for those that may have done that, maybe you just confused and this was offered to you and you were afraid, there is mercy, there is grace, there is forgiveness, that God is attracted to you in the midst of now understanding what's happened in your life. So whether
Absolutely.
it's a reduction or abortion or whatever it might be, there's mercy, grace, and forgiveness. So we're not here to lay guilt on you, but to say the way things are, unfortunately, right now in this world, and that we got to be totally 100% in regarding life. When did you become interested in the whole music area, and what particular instruments or what was going on in your life?
Sure. So I've told this story many times before, but when I was 2 years old, Santa kindly brought me a drum set for Christmas, and so I took to that drum set and I played it. I played it throughout elementary school, middle school, high school.
Your poor mother.
That's right. God bless her. And hi, Mom, if you're watching. But I'm sure she's watching.
Yes.
But it's an important day for her too. She
Right,
birthed
she
me.
birthed you, yes.
But she and my father both endured my drumming. My dad actually took advantage of it because he's a singer and a phenomenal guitarist in his own right. And so what happened was, as I got comfortable enough to play drums publicly, not just at home, he would take me to nursing homes and anniversary parties, weddings, different bookings that he had, and he would put me on the gig, so to speak. So I got such a wonderful education and upbringing from my father. I received such a wonderful education and upbringing from him musically. And so when it came time for me to pick a major in college, I said, well, duh, I'm going to major in drums. It wasn't the most theological choice, but actually, in a sense, God knew just what he was doing, because as I chose that path, I was fortunate enough to have a teacher at Rhode Island College by the name of Vinnie Pagano. And
Good Irish boy, he sounds like.
Yes. He was a real gentleman and scholar, an excellent player. And he was more than a drum teacher. He was someone who really wanted me to essentially understand the beauty of the moment, not be in the past so much, not be in the future so much, as to really enjoy the moment. And he knew that that ultimately was going to make me a better musician. What he probably didn't know was that that was going to inspire me to search more within myself spiritually. You know, what was going on. And my godmother, around the time that this was all taking place, you know, I was out touring with a band out of Boston called the Ultrasonic Rock Orchestra. I toured with that band from the age of 16 to 21.
Ultrasonic Rock Orchestra.
Yes,
that's quite a combination.
Yes, it is. They're going to love that you said that. Absolutely.
Oh, they're still existing.
Yes, they
I hope
are.
They're good.
Yes,
Good.
they're
Okay.
a great band. Absolutely. I played drums and percussion, mainly percussion, in that band, and but it was around that time that I started getting the inspiration to begin singing and writing songs. Kind of step out from behind the drums and percussion instruments and go up to center stage.
Why did you think you should be doing that? You know,
Yeah.
Why did you think, I want my voice, I want to sing, I want to do my thing, and not just accompany these other guys? Why?
It's funny that you asked that, Jim, because really it made no sense at all. I had all the accolades that you could maybe want as a young drummer. It didn't make much sense to kind of, you know, do a 180. But lo and behold, the Lord put in my heart a melody that, if you don't mind, I'd love to sing for you. It's a lyric, but it went like this. It was, "Who am I without you? Who am I without you?" And oftentimes in concert, I'll lead with that.
It's beautiful.
That-
I've heard it on your
Oh,
CD.
Yeah,
Very
it's a
nice.
beautiful song.
Thank you. And I went on to finish that song. It started off as just that line, and then it became, "Who am I without you?" And essentially, it's the song that made me want to work on my guitar playing, made me want to work on my singing, and I loved it. I just loved it so much. It was almost like a second path for me, almost a rebirth of a music, a pursuit in music. I love James Taylor. He's a huge influence of mine. I also love Brandon Heath, Amy Grant, Vince Gill, a lot of those artists that I've mentioned, and watching them come to concert venues via their buses, via their planes, wherever however they're traveling. It always inspired me. I always knew that I wanted to be on the road doing that. I always thought I'd be doing it as a drummer and a percussionist, but when this song led to the next song, and then the next song, and then the next song, and I loved it so much, I said, oh gosh, you know, now I know why I'm inspired by them as well. I'd like to, in a sense, be out front like they are, and maybe spread some goodwill on audiences, and of course the good news to audiences everywhere, worldwide.
Yeah,
No
the
boundaries.
artists you're mentioning as well, it seems we've heard some of them, you know, in person and so on.
Yes.
But it's like, I mean, it's a wonderful sound. It's kind of like a mellow sound, and you actually understand what they're saying, so you can agree
Yes.
or
Right.
disagree with what they're saying. You actually get it, instead of, you know, American Bandstand years, but I like the beat, you know, I like the whatever.
Yes.
So this is like, it's a story, and you're telling the story, and then it's there. A person can process it.
Absolutely. James Taylor has referred to, I believe, his own songwriting as perhaps being autobiographical. And that's very much where I'm coming from as well. It's more witness and invitation than it is preaching, so to speak.
Right.
I'm not so much on the microphone singing to people a message that they have to convert or even should convert. Mainly what I'm doing essentially is sharing my own conversion in hopes that it entertains, inspires, but essentially evangelizes them and brings them even that much closer to the Lord and the church.
Now, but you did get to play before a very large audience.
Yes.
Why don't you tell our family at home about that?
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to do so, Joy. It was amazing. I actually was able to perform at World Youth Day 2016 in Poland, which was an amazing event to be a part of. And I performed twice in Krakow. Once was before one of Jason Everett's talks, which I had the privilege of hearing and being a small part of. For those of you who don't know Jason's
We've
work.
had him on our show.
Okay, wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
Crystalline, yeah.
Chastity, focus, and sharing. Yeah.
Such an inspiration to me and my family, and a great witness. But I also know too, Jason looks up to St. John Paul II a lot,
Yes.
as do I. And I had the opportunity to perform in Wadowice, which is St. John Paul II's hometown. So in front of 1,500 people, maybe there were 2,000, I don't know how many. I didn't take a head count, but there were like a sea of people. And I was able to see billboards of Pope John Paul II all around me, and the message, Wadowice, this is where it all began. And for me, it was just such an affirmation after 6 years of pursuing this ministry that I'm where I'm supposed to be. This is good. This is a good thing to be doing. And I'd love to continue to travel, be a part of hopefully the next World Youth Day and other events like it in the future.
I think you will be.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
We're speaking with Ryan Tremblay, Catholic recording artist. Ryan Tremblay, music.com. It's his birthday today. You might want to call in and wish him happy birthday or speak about this whole area of music and Christian music. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, we want you to be a part of our show. If you have a question for Ryan, give us a jingle right here during our live broadcast. Just call 1-800-221-9460. Outside of North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980. You can always send us an email right here during the live broadcast, and hopefully we could use your email right here on the air. Well, Ryan, you know, here you were, you just played out in Poland, so beautiful before. I mean, what was that like for you as an artist?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and it was actually, part of it was a little humorous because I was standing there backstage, and the band that went on before me was from Hungary, and they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. They got, of course, a standing ovation. People wanted more, one more.
Right.
And
Bless your heart.
it was a full band. So they come off the stage, you know, and they look at me, standing there with my black acoustic guitar, you know, waiting to go on, and they were like, "Good luck." You know, they didn't actually say that, but I mean, you could get the sense that it was a tough act to follow.
No joke.
But I got up there. I got up there with my acoustic guitar, and I started out with my one of my upbeat songs, and before you knew it, the whole crowd, if anything, they liked the change of pace. They liked the fact that it was someone coming with that acoustic sound, which is so popular nowadays. And it was just me up there. And again, well, I say it was just me, but within the first 30 seconds, you know, people were clapping along and getting right into it. So I felt it was me plus 1,500 people. And then after, you know, I received a standing ovation and people wanting more and more and more, which I gave them a drum solo for my encore, which was a lot of fun. But after I went ahead and did that, a hard rock band from Poland followed me. So it was quite the lineup, you know, Hungary to Rhode Island to Poland, quite the mix. But gosh, what a privilege to play, and that was specifically in Wadowice. That was amazing.
Your CD is My Life with You.
Yes.
And again, we've listened to it, and some of the songs, Who Am I Without You? I'm Coming Back to You. Something Was Missing. Nobody Loves Me Like Jesus. Talk to Him. I Don't Know. My Life with You. And listening to your music, especially you play so beautifully, acoustic, you can understand what's being said. There are some people and groups that I like to listen to sometimes just in my own devotional time.
Yes.
And I think that's what I want to do with some of your songs.
Sure.
Was that your intention, or is that just the way it works? Because you might go to a concert, you know, which is wonderful, and you got a big band, you got whatever, but rarely do you want to take that into your own devotional quiet time. Your songs, some of them at least, are like a prayer.
Yes.
And you can really meditate upon that and kind of make it your own.
Yes.
Are you finding
Absolutely.
people doing that? Is that?
Absolutely. I've received many letters and emails and communications from people in person that even some of my songs have become their mantras, if you will, for the day or for the week, depending on what they're going through. And I think the whole thing about songwriting is that it's a very mysterious process. I think even the best songwriters, we don't necessarily get it even at the end of the day. It really is the spirit. So what I'm always amazed by is how you can be graced with a lyric and a melody.
Right.
And it starts off almost as a prayer. And then, for you,
Right.
and then you write it, you put it on record, and then it becomes a prayer for somebody else. And so that's just a gift. It's an absolute gift to receive as an artist, that you can, in a sense, have that sort of impact on somebody. And so I'm humbled by that. Anytime someone connects with a song that I've written, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that you want to listen to it during your devotion. That takes you closer, because it certainly took me closer when I wrote it and went through it and and so.
Where do you get your inspirations? And now I'm thinking about with your 3 boys around, it's going to be hard to get some inspirations there. And do you do anything with Eucharistic adoration? Do you hear the Lord there? Maybe it's after communion, or maybe it's not the sacramental way, but do the sacraments come into play, or is it just kind of you're walking along and you get it, or what are the inspirations for you? How does it happen? Maybe it's a variety of ways.
It is. It very, very much is. I'm really inspired by anything. I might wake up and something comes to me, or I could be driving along and something comes to me. But I would say mainly I have to give prayer the credit, certainly for the ultimate inspiration as an artist, because it comes from a quiet place. I would say you almost have to spend some time away to really get into the writing process. So prayer, isolation, silence, it really allows you to be inspired. And it's funny you mentioned the kiddos again, because I recently wrote with my beautiful wife Elizabeth and another good friend of ours, Rebecca Pink, who's a wonderful singer and songwriter in her own right. We wrote a tune called "My Three Sons," and
What are the lyrics?
The first verse, it goes a little bit to ripple the joy, to ripple the tears, triple the love, triple the fears, to ripple the fun, triple the thrills, triple the laughter, triple the bills.
That's true. That is all true.
So
that'd be a good country song right there.
Yes.
It sounds just like, you hear that down south a lot.
absolutely. I'm working on it right now with a fabulous musician and recording engineer and producer who's based out of Providence, Rhode Island. His name is Rich Spielberg, and he's worked nearly a decade with Josh Groban.
Okay.
And so I'm very humbled and honored to be working with him on this song, and we're going to be releasing it probably by the end of the year. And my dream, my goal for this song is to be sort of the background, if you will, to a music video.
Yeah, that would be really powerful.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah, with all their 3 little faces. Yeah, that
Exactly.
would be awesome.
Throughout the first year of
Especially
their
now.
life.
I mean, what a promotion for the culture of life.
Yes,
Right? That would be so
absolutely.
beautiful. Well, we got to go straight to the phone because we have Mark on the phone.
Oh,
Mark,
wonderful.
welcome to At Home with Jim and Joy. Your question or your comment for Ryan?
Oh, well, thank you so much, and beautiful show. So Ryan started off talking about his receiving news that I would imagine is be pretty devastating to hear, in that they'd had a 1 to 2% chance of conceiving. And I just think it'd be great to hear Ryan's perspective in terms of how he, as a newly married couple, handled news like that, and how he relied on his faith to overcome it, because there's literally millions of couples that get faced with that same reality, that they're struggling on their way to parenthood. And I think hearing from Ryan would be terrific.
Mark, thank you so much.
Thank
Why didn't
you.
we think of that question?
That voice
why it's a
actually.
live show.
That voice actually sounds familiar. Is that Mark from Organic Conceptions? Is he
Yes,
still
it
on the
is.
line? Oh, wonderful. Mark, thank you so much for calling, especially on my birthday, brother.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you. Mark has a wonderful mission of his own, and it's called Organic Conceptions. And it's Organic Conceptions Journey to Parenthood, and he deals specifically with couples who are struggling, if you will, to become parents. And when our story originally aired on local station WPRI 12 in Rhode Island, they brought in Pope Francis and the whole bit when he was coming to America. Mark heard our story and was compelled to reach out to us to see exactly what it was that we were feeling, as he's asking now. And certainly our faith is what got us. Our faith is what got us through. I mean, when we heard the news, we were devastated. It was emotional. Liz was crying in the office. And here I am. I mean, we were married in April of 2014. We're in the office with the doctor giving us this news, our chances, and it's December of 2015. So I'm very newly married, barely knowing how to be a good husband to Liz in this situation. But I have to say, it was like we were in it together. We knew that we were going to get through it. We started to think of adoption as a possibility, and we also started to think about maybe what plan B would be if we didn't have kids. Do we want to move to Nashville? That was very much in our thoughts too. Would we want to move to Nashville so I could pursue singing and songwriting there in the Christian music industry, and perhaps she could pursue speech pathology, which is what she does full time in Nashville, maybe at a hospital or something. And but then, as we were thinking about those things, I have to say there was a point where we had to accept, and this is what Mark and his mission is all about. Essentially, it's about acceptance, and at some point we had to come to terms with the reality of it. Even though we were thinking about these plans, we had to come to reality with it. And I think in that surrendering, if you will, to the Lord and the Spirit, we essentially relaxed a little bit. And Mark has found something amazing, which is that when couples do focus on relaxation and surrender, that miracles do in fact come. Right. And so we did take a vacation, family vacation. We went on a cruise, so we thank Norwegian Cruise Line for the birth of our boys.
You really did relax. 3 kids, I'll tell you what. That's something.
So yeah, exactly. So oh my gosh,
I think we have Elizabeth is on the phone. Welcome to At Home with Jim and Joy. Elizabeth, your question or your comment?
Hello, Ryan.
Hello, love. This is my beautiful wife, Elizabeth.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy birthday. We just wanted to say happy birthday from Rhode Island, from the boys.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you, too. The boys are watching you on TV, and we thought they'd be really excited to see you, and they were initially. But then after they realized that you weren't interacting with them or picking them up, they started all crying and like,
oh, no.
Yes.
Well, I'll be home soon, honey. I'll be home soon on Saturday.
All right.
God bless you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
your
love. I love you.
openness to life.
You.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is confusing for them because our grandchildren will watch us on television and they'll go, but Noni, you weren't talking to me.
Yes.
You know, and so they're
Yes.
looking at you and it's like, Dad, you're there, but you're not there.
Right.
You know, it is confusing for their little brains.
Right.
Poor buddies.
Oh, God.
They're probably like, God, get out of that place. Come here.
Well, we got
He's stuck in a box.
we got some of your family calling in here.
Oh,
But I
great.
remember reading about you, and I want you to share a little bit about your precious sister. I know you
Yes.
have a special project dealing with her life, but
Yes.
introduce us to her.
Absolutely. So my sister, I love her to pieces. She unfortunately is no longer with us. She is, and she isn't. She's with us in spirit. She passed away, unfortunately, on June 23rd, 2015. Now, she was diagnosed with stage 4 inflammatory breast cancer in December of 2014, and she was 14 weeks pregnant when she received the news.
Wow.
And just as we had the option given to us about reduction, she too, from doctors, had an option on the table, but it was intensified in some ways because they were offering her that almost as in exchange for her own life. If I take the life of your precious child, you might live a little bit longer. So would you like to do that? And my sister bravely said, no, I would not like to do that. I would like to give birth to this baby, she said, and She carried the baby almost full term or however long as she possibly could. And on April 29th, 2015, Ella Gianna Shea was born. Now, Gianna, the significance of that middle name there is Saint Gianna. My sister and her husband Joshua decided to name their precious little miracle after Saint Gianna, which you've had her.
Right, we had her here on our show.
Yes.
We had the actual child that Saint Gianna Breda Mola birthed.
Yes.
So she's Gianna Manuela Mola. And so that was amazing just to be with her, to hear the story of her mother making the choice that your sister made to give life
Yes.
at the risk of her own life. And this is just incredible to hear this story again. It's just so similar. And what a beautiful, saintly person this child, now 50 years old, is. And I was speaking with you, this Manuela Mola,
Yes.
the child of the saint, still sleeps in the bed that
That's
her
right.
mother gave birth to her in, the bed that her mother died in, the bed her father died in, she sleeps in.
Wow.
And she's just full of life, beautiful, beautiful person. So what a special, what's the child's name again, your niece?
Ella.
Yes, short for Eleanor, Gianna Shea.
It's beautiful.
And she's so precious. She's a little over a year old now, and my sister also leaves behind a precious 3-year-old boy by the name of Cade, and I'm sure they're watching today too. So hello to Cade and Ella, and my brother-in-law Josh, and so when I started to do concerts near the time of my sister's passing, just after, some people came up to me and they said, you know, you have this gift, and you know, your sister has just, what your family went through, she just passed away, you're going through so much, you should really do something as a tribute to Erica. She was 32 years old, and I said, you know, that's a wonderful idea, you know, what exactly can I do? And someone also suggested that I do something big, not just something maybe not something that I'm capable of doing alone, but with a lot of people, maybe even in the industry. And so I took those ideas, do something big, and do a tribute to my sister, and I came up with Trust, an EP for Erica, as Erica was a woman, certainly of faith, hope, and love. I decided to put a small collection together of Christian songs, and ultimately that's what an EP is. It's a shorter collection of songs. Okay. And I got in touch with a very famous drummer by the name of Dr. Steve Gadd, and he plays drums for James Taylor, Eric Clapton. He's played with Paul Simon, Al Jarreau, and countless others.
So he's come on board for this project.
He's come on board for this project, and I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled to have his involvement. And he told me when he heard the story, he said, let's get together, let's make some music, and let's dedicate this thing to her. Wow. And he was able to also assemble for me a dream team of musicians that have also agreed to be on the project. Wow. So it's going to be exciting to see where that project takes us. Sure. You can learn more about the project right on my website, right on the homepage, RyanTremblayMusic.com, and where that all stands. But I'm really excited about it, and the fact that I get to continue to honor my sister, both in CD form, but then live too, in concert. Sure. People have asked me, would you ever be interested in putting a pro-life program together? And I absolutely would be interested in doing that for pro-life events, whatever the case may be, to share her story, to share my music, and ultimately inspire.
Maybe you can get a great pro-life singer like Jim Pinto.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We have a phone call.
I love it.
Well, we have Diane on the phone. Diane, welcome to At Home with Jim and Joy. Your question or comment for Ryan. Diane?
Hi, Ryan.
Hello, Mom. How are you?
It's your mother. Okay.
Thank your mother for giving you birth.
Yes, thank you for giving birth to me 29 years ago today, Mom.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too, Mom.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you driving, Mom?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's been great to speak with your beloved son here, to hear about your precious daughter and her story and your grandchildren, and what a blessed family. You must be so blessed and proud.
We are blessed and proud.
I know you are. Well, your emotion and your tears are liquid prayer and liquid thanksgiving. To hear a mother that loves her son like this is just beautiful and a great witness to all of us. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you, Mom. Love you.
I can honestly say we've never had a phone call like that.
Oh, wow.
That is just so beautiful.
Bless
Just
her
give us a
heart.
closing word, whatever's on your heart, what's on your mind, what you want to communicate.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on the show. I seek to entertain and inspire, but ultimately evangelize an audience. And essentially, now that I've gone to Poland and gotten a little taste of that, I'd love to continue to see this ministry grow and grow within the United States and beyond. I'm from Little Providence, Rhode Island, or Middletown specifically, and it's nice to get out of the smallest state in the United States every now and then, and especially in the United States, it's just next door. It's not a long flight at all. So. And having said that, it's wonderful to play in Rhode Island too. So any people who are listening from the Diocese of Providence, I'd love to serve them as well.
Ryan Tremblay, RyanTremblayMusic.com.
Yes.
Right? And he has 3 hungry children. But that is the real reason why his music is beautiful. You've met him here today. He's ready to come and give you a concert. So look him up on that website. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you're an important part of our family, and you know, you can join us live right here in our studio audience, and we would love to have you. All you need to do is contact the EWTN Pilgrimage Department and do that by emailing pilgrimages@ewtn.com or give them a jingle at 205-271-2966. We would love to have you. You could have met our beautiful guest. You could meet Father Joseph. You could have met us. It would be wonderful. So come to Birmingham, Alabama. We'd love to have you. Well, what a beautiful interview with Ryan. And it's his birthday.
It's wonderful, and you know, music is a way we can especially reach young people. And so it's great to see young artists with so much talent who are using that to teach. You know, we were talking this morning, I had breakfast with him this morning actually, and we were talking about how he presents his message, and he actually uses multimedia, he was saying, so he has different pictures that he will put up, and he'll tell the story that we heard today, which is a powerful way to reach people and to communicate that message through the music. That is not like, just like you said, rock beat, you know, that kind of gets you moving, but it has a message.
And the genre of music, you know, that it gets in. It's not simply analytical, a discussion, sharing, making the case for something.
Right.
And there's always a case in music being made for something or other, good or bad. And so if you're just talking about that, or you're having a discussion about that, which somebody's trying to promote,
Right.
it's on the mental, you know, kind of level, and you can kind of block things and share other things. But music's different. Music does something different with the brain. It goes to a different place. It bypasses the analytical kind of thing, and it gets in. So it could be junk, or it could be really good, but it kind of bypasses the ability to defend yourself.
And we were talking before about how we all would love to be able to sing beautifully, you know, we'd love to sing that. There's something in us. And sacred music is especially that raises our minds and hearts to God, something beyond words even, you know, that is expressed. It's said that the closest that we come to the fiery love of the angels in heaven is through sacred music, through sacred song. So there's something beyond the words that's communicated through music.
You think music then is a heavenly thing, eternal thing? Like there's something about music or singing, or that it must be there someplace, somewhere. I'll kind of tap into that. It's kind of like it's written on your heart kind of thing, and you're saying there's something bigger than just what I'm doing here.
You know, Pope Emeritus Benedict, he himself is a musician, plays the piano quite well.
That's
His
right.
brother directed the choir there in Regensburg. And he talked one time about different types of music. And so he said, rock music communicates freedom without responsibility. And then military music is to try to get everybody going in the same, goal, reaching the same goal. Then you have the emotional music that stirs up the emotions. But then the sacred music is to lift our minds and hearts to God. And you think about the highest works of people like Bach and Mozart. It was their sacred music. There was something more about that. So that's really the purpose of music, is to lift our minds and hearts to God.
Yeah. Well, you play the guitar, right, Father?
I do a little bit. I play
something
around.
publicly? Do you sing publicly, or is it mostly in your private
Go to
devotions?
our website if you want to hear. I wrote a song about St. Francis that Father Patrick and Brother Bernard joined me on. It's a very simple song. I think there's 3 chords.
What's the message, though? What's the message?
But the message is about Francis and how he makes this radical choice as a young person to follow the Lord. And so he's choosing, and this young man's asking Francis, why? Poverty and humility and charity. And he said, I found the pearl of great price.
Oh, amen.
Yeah. And so it concludes with the young man saying, I want to follow you. I want to join you, Francis, in following the Lord. So that's on our website. If you go to the Friars website, we did that song, and I also wrote a song about the Sacred Heart. But again, they're very simple.
So it's on the
things.
website, so that if people are looking to come or searching a vocation, there's some music to entertain them, to draw them in. You guys are
FranciscanMissionaries.com.
There you
This is
go.
like a little commercial here.
That's right.
Father, give us a blessing.
Father, we thank you for the gift of music in our lives that helps us to raise our minds and hearts to you and to be like the angels in heaven who worship you continually. May we join them always. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, may
Thank
you be among
Father.
those who've gone for the pearl of great price. God bless you. Keep it on EWTN. Bye now.